All right, ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, shifting our focus to Bengaluru in Karnataka, where traffic congestion have almost become synonymous with the roads and streets of Bengaluru. Police data that has been obtained by one of the national reputed dailies has revealed the average daily traffic congestion length in the city that has now surged to 1,638 kilometers as of August, nearly 4 times higher than what it was back in January 2024. Now, the causes for these traffic snarls are, of course, a perfect storm of rain network, road network, potholes, vehicle breakdowns, an ever-increasing number of private vehicles and inadequate public transport options. The figures highlight a grim reality of the daily distress vehicle users are going through in the IT city, the electronic city, and the need for urgent measures to address the menace as well. While the average daily congestion length was 465 kilometers just 4 months back, 6 months back in January, it has now jumped to 1,168 kilometers in July and further escalated to 1,638 kilometers by August 20th. And on a monthly scale, the overall congestion length ballooned from 14,423 kilometers in January to an astonishing 36,194 kilometers in July. Now, consequently, the average speed of vehicles, like you can see on your screens, has plummeted as well, dropping from 20.6 kilometers per hour in January to a very sluggish 18.6 kilometers per hour in August on average. Traffic officials attributed the surge in congestion to multiple factors ranging from monsoon showers to vehicular breakdowns and increasing number of private vehicles that Bengaluru is adding to its road every day. The reason for the lengthy traffic congestion is primarily due to the monsoon season, which results in waterlogging in many crucial junctions. Waterlogging would further mean bad roads riddled with potholes. Of course, monsoon is a key factor. The number of roads is also a key factor. The number of private vehicles is also a key factor over here. Well, my colleague Vajiullah joins us on the broadcast here. Help us understand and put these numbers in perspective. Vaji, I remember you did a full-blown documentary on the traffic snarls in Bengaluru. I'm trying to understand, this was just 400 kilometers in January. It's standing now at 1,600 kilometers. 1.6 crore people in Bengaluru, but more than 1 crore cars. And of course, the pothole situation is something that we've seen. Come rain, the entire electronic city becomes a swimming pool.
Well, Kabir, like you mentioned, the authorities have said that it's the monsoons and the potholes and all of this as one of the reasons for this problem that the Bangalore city has been facing. But if you actually ask a Bangalorean on the street what is the actual reason for such traffic snarls in the city, he will tell you the actual reason. That is the lack of political will. And that is something that we see in Bengaluru with regards to potholes and the road issues that they face. Even if you're traveling 2 or 3 kilometers in the city, it is going to be a harrowing experience because the roads, the maximum amount of roads are damaged. 70 to 80% of the roads have potholes in it, while DK Shivkumar 2 months back had said that 96% of the potholes have been covered. But if you go back to the city, it will feel like you're walking on the moon because of the craters that you see on the roads. So this is how the situation is. And if you see the data that you are talking about, 1,638 kilometers is the average length that this thing is. So that clearly gives you an indication that from 465 in January kilometers to 1,638 kilometers is something that is worrisome, and that is a clear indication of the lack of political will, because there is no movement with regards to any changes that we see on the ground. We continue to see potholes, and the average speed that you're talking about is 18. But well, if you're on the street, it will make you feel that it's not even 18, because like you mentioned, the documentary we did, it's a 2-part series, where in the first episode we showed how much time Bangalorean spends in traveling from point A to point B in a cab, and it came to be across 3 hours. And in the second part series, we showed them how it takes him to travel from point A and point B the same distance in a metro, and it took him 40 minutes. So these are changes that the city has been waiting for. These are the things that the city wants. But what it gets, it's potholes and bad roads, and then we always have the monsoon to blame, not the political will.
Is a really big blessing, Vaji. Very quickly, before we let you go, how was it like today when you went out to travel? What was your average speed like right now?
Well, today when we went out for our shoot, it took us some time to reach our place because there were schools in our way, and those schools and their roads were small, so it was around 22 to 30 kilometers per hour we were, because the distance was short, and it was not the peak areas that we were touching. So we were still there at 30 kilometers per hour.